And we actually get to walk inside that and see what it's all about. It was used by the Corps of Engineers to inspect the river. So we'll get to see that. Got lots of kids in here today. Having fun. Got lots of stuff to play with for the kiddos. We're in the Jesse Brent Lower Mississippi Museum. This is really an interesting place. It is in Vicksburg, right in the heart of it, and it's free.
Yeah, it is free.
Free's good.
That's why we're here.
Well, that's not just why we're here.
It's cool in here.
It's cool too. So three things. It's free, it's cool, and there's some really neat history here about the Mississippi and the Vicksburg area. Let's see what this looks like. You're greeted to just a number of things about management of the Mississippi River. Great murals along the wall, kind of neat. And then as we start our museum tour here, we literally start from when the Indians, actually all the way back to the Paleo Indians in 1200 BC. Look at that. And then we'll move on around and see what else we see. So it's really interesting to see this timeline of old Vicksburg from very early 1800s when the Newt Vick located here in a keelboat from St. Louis. And then it became in the 1840s, a railroad and gambling town. It looks like it was quite notorious. And of course, as you've been seeing, we have the big Battle of Vicksburg between the Union and the Confederates. Also, H.H. Bertahorn. This is where Coca-Cola was bottled for the first time in 1896. The big flood of 1927, which there's actually a really nice video about that, and then on and on and on up into current time. Kind of interesting thing to take a quick grasp of history. See what Joan's up to. A number of models of here's a side steamer. You can actually see the water wheel. We're actually going to go into a boat here in just a minute. I'm not sure what that is. Cotton steamers. They talk about a lot of the flood of 1927. Now think about this. 27,000 square miles were flooded. I think it covered something like 4 or 5 states. Took 8 months for the rains to recede. Just absolutely devastating. I think about 1 million people lived in the area back then. Just quite incredible. A lot of things were done after that. They talk about, this was an example of the Red Cross tents. That's what people ended up living in. Their homes were gone. Something very similar. So they did something called channel improvements. They took, for lack of a better term, they took a lot of crooks out of the Mississippi, straightened them out to where it could handle water a little bit better. Did more levee systems. And I'm not sure what that big boat is. We're going to find out here in just a minute. It's called the Motor Vessel Mississippi 4. And we actually get to walk inside that and see what it's all about. Oh, look at this. This is a diesel-powered, all-steel structure. And it's used by the, or was used by the Corps of Engineers to inspect the river. So we'll get to see that. Got lots of kids in here today. Having fun. Got lots of stuff to play with for the kiddos. Look at that. Oh, look at the flood of 2011. If you remember that, I do. In Vicksburg, the river set a new record of 57.1 feet. Wow, look at that. Now, right down below us is the Yazoo and Mississippi Valley Railroad Station. I'll take a picture of that in just a few minutes so you can see an example of that. Then I'll take you outside in a little bit and you can see how high the water came. Quite substantial. So a minute ago I showed you the picture of the railroad station and where it flooded to. There it is today. And there's the river. Look at there. There's the American Duchess. She's in port today. And then you could actually see the water came all the way up to about the first level of windows over there. We are going to walk over here and look at one of the inspection vessels that was used up until 1993 to inspect the river and a number of other things. This is quite a boat. So we'll come inside. Wow, this is interesting, isn't it, Joan? And look at the size of this thing. It's substantial. We are here. There's multiple decks. And this is called the hearing room. I guess that's where they held their meetings and dining. Interesting. Show you just a couple of these crew rooms. There's your 2 bunks. And they had a bath and shower. A couple of these over here. There's some more over here. I'll show you one more. Looks like they're pretty much all the same. This one's about the same thing. Looks like we're in the kitchen area now. You can actually see here where the food was prepared. Small kitchen. I don't know how many people were on this boat. And you actually see their dining quarters here. Food prep. I doubt they all drank out of champagne glass or martini glasses. I'm not sure what that's all about. That's funny. One of the things we can take advantage of is the A deck and engine room. And we'll go down to the A deck. Well, this is the engine room. Look at the size of these things. They're massive. 2 diesel engines. And they called them the Big Shaky. I bet they did. Look at this. Absolutely massive. 1,860 horsepower each. And I don't know what they call this. Oh, the Navy guys, Corps of Engineer guys, forgive me. Powerhouse. But you can see these are where the engines are managed. Port engine and starboard engine. Look at these things, they're huge. We can actually go downstairs here. Oh, this will be neat. Let's go take a peek down here. See what we see. Oh, neat. So a little bit of a maintenance facility. I cannot go inside here, but at least you can get the size of the engine. Look at that. These things are massive. Massive, massive. Look at this. Wow, 2 of these, 1 on each side. Boy, they're big boys. Look at that. All right, let's walk through here and see what we see. I can only go so far here. I'm not sure what this is. They don't give too much information. But unfortunately, I can't go through here without a private tour, but I will stick my head in. It looks like it's tool room, storage, fire extinguishing systems. Okay. All right. Let's go back up top and see what we can find. We're going to walk up to the pilot house. I think that'll be interesting. So here's the pilot house. And it looks like you had 2 areas here for some type of steerage. This might have been the main area. And controlling your 2 engines. Look at that. Radar. And they've got some video cameras here now. Look at that. That is really something. So this was the navigation room as well. So you can see where they had their plot mats over here, where they could take advantage of seeing where they needed to go by map. And directly under the pilot house, here it looks like you've got a lot of rooms. Ah, here is the captain's room. I wondered where this was at. This was the captain's room. Oh, we actually get to come in here and take a peek at it. There I am. His desk and bath area. A little bit of entertainment. Captain's quarters. This is called C deck. As in Charlie. And here you see just lots of more bunks and so forth for the crew. Another example. Actually can go in this one. And the bath area here as well. Actually get a good view of how they lived here. Oh, there's the office over there. Let's take a look at that. I see high heels. And here's the office. Oh, look at this old computer. Oh my gosh, I actually owned one of those in about 1986. Look at that, a TRS-80. That is hilarious. Oh, I can't believe it. That's a piece of history within itself. Look at this. This really is dated. But this is the office. And whoever worked in the office, I guess this was their quarters as well, huh? Maybe so. And their bath. Hello, Jerry. We're gonna look at this thing one more time. Oh, a new old TRS-80 with 5.5-inch floppy disk. Oh my goodness. I just gotta love that. And then, oh, radio room. Here you go. That is the radio room. How about that? So this is interesting. There's 3 levels to this map. Part of it started in 1775, then again in 1895, then 2010. One of the interesting things, as you can see, how some of it was straightened, but it's continued to change paths over the year. Interesting. We've got examples of the ecosystem here. They've got an aquarium with different type of fish. These are the real ones. So you can actually see the river there in the background. And we just finished looking at the big boat, the big Mississippi river boat that's used, and lots of neat tours in there. I think we're gonna scoot up in town and just see just a little bit of a historic Vicksburg before we head out.